WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. A judge says he's worried it may be difficult to select a jury in the controversial case of an officer-involved shooting that killed a Columbus man. Now he's putting limits on what lawyers on both sides can say to the media. One attorney says he's now afraid to talk to WCBI. WCBI's Jason Hibbs was in court today as the judge issued the orders. Jason, what specifically concerns the judge?
Joey, as you know, this case involves a white officer killing a black man. Now, it's already received a lot of media attention since it happened back in October of 2015, and it's probably safe to say that attention will only increase when the case goes to trial. Now, the judge fears that attorneys speaking to media could make it harder to find unbiased jurors. Now, the ex-officer's attorney argued that he should be able to make comments on matters of public concern, and that's not the only thing that came up in the courtroom today.
All rise.
Lowndes County Circuit Judge Lee Coleman listened to an attorney read portions of a transcript from WCBI's story about the case last month.
Then they showed Your Honor, all been filmed.
There was a ton of exculpatory evidence that the state did not present to the grand jury. We felt like it ought to have been presented. Should have been presented.
That was the soundbite from Boykin's defense attorney, Jeff Reynolds, that the prosecution argued was inappropriate.
I would ask, Your Honor, that the court issue an order prohibiting both sides from any such statements in the future.
The defense says they should be able to comment on matters of public concern, but the judge placed restraints on what attorneys on both sides could say without first getting permission from the court. The judge says he's worried it'll be difficult to gather an impartial jury, even though the case will be tried in southern Mississippi. And then another motion about a statement Ricky Ball, who was shot and killed by Boykin in 2015, allegedly made when talking to his uncle before the incident.
Oh, they are trying to get me.
But Boykin's attorney didn't want that statement used in trial, saying it's hearsay.
I can't cross-examine. What's your basis to think that the police are out to get you? What do you mean by get? Do you mean arrest you? Do you mean hurt you? What did you mean by that?
The defendant has a voice in this case. The only voice that the victim had were his last and nearly last words he made to his uncle.
The judge sided with Boykin's attorney and said, hearsay aside, the statement wouldn't add much to the case because what matters is what happened when Ball was shot. In the audience, two of Ricky Ball's family members who say they just want to see the case through.
We're just really ready to get it over with. It's just a lot of headache and pain, really.
The judge was also asked to issue an order about rules of evidence regarding who is allowed to testify and what they can testify about. A decision on that was not made. Attorneys on both sides were given more time to make their arguments. Joey.
Thanks, Jason. And that case is set to be heard in Walthall County. In other news, a challenge to the Brooksville mayor's race is on hold until 2019. David Boswell was elected mayor in 2017, but the challenger, Early Henley Jr., is contesting absentee votes. Henley's counsel rested their case this week in Wcbi County Court. A future hearing to present Boswell's case is expected to happen in January or April. Wcbi County has a chancery court term in February and circuit court in March. The court administrator must find 5 days in a row that will work for all parties, along with an available courtroom prior to setting the next date. The Lee County Sheriff's Department has a new app for fighting crime. It allows users to share anonymous tips with law enforcement. Deputies can also respond to the tipster if more information is needed. Sheriff Jim Johnson says you can still use Crime Stoppers, but this new tool provides more opportunities for questions to be asked and remain anonymous.
With Crime Stoppers, there's no way to get back a hold to the person that gave the tip. You get a one shot, you get basically whatever information they give you and hopefully that you can act upon it. But this one allows you to interact back and forth. It's just texting back and forth between an anonymous person and our administrator. And it doesn't give us any information of who's sending it, where the phone is. There's no way for us to track it.
Johnson says about 80% of crimes are solved with help from the public. The app can be found by searching for Lee Co-Sheriff on iTunes or Google Play. Time now to turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. He has a first look at our forecast. Keith?
Joey, some showers and thunder showers around here right now. Temperatures in the 50s to around 60 at the Air Force Base in Columbus, still reporting 60 degrees, but some good soakers out there. A little bit of thunder and lightning, but more rain than anything else with these downpours. They are lifting from south to north. We also have some areas of fog out there, some reduced visibility, so just be aware this evening. On and off showers still possible as we go throughout the evening and the overnight hours. Mild now, but lows tonight should get down somewhere into the middle 40s. And for your day tomorrow, your Saturday, some lingering showers. We are in the low 50s primarily with a lot of cloud cover. The full forecast coming up.
Christmas comes early for North Mississippi as a well-known furniture maker announces plans to open a plant in the area, and the hiring process starts today. WCBI's Ellie Martin has more from a job fair where applications were taken and in some cases offers were made.
I'm ready to do your applications. You'll go in here in this room, complete your applications, and then they will call you back for an interview.
Cheryl Brown and Shalania Isbell are hoping to be some of the first hires at the Williams-Sonoma Incorporated Sutter Street manufacturing facility in Baldwin.
Just looking for a change, and I've run furniture for Williams-Sonoma before, and I know they run real good quality, and that's what I'm looking for.
You have to have skilled craftsmen and women to be able to produce furniture.
The company will make upholstered furniture for Pottery Barn in West Elm at its location in the North Lee Industrial Park. 40 employees will need to be ready to go by mid-January. However, workers will be added every few weeks through the spring.
We're looking for a multitude of furniture workers. In other words, if you've upholstered, if you've trimmed, if you've staged, if you've packed, if you've received or shipped, we're looking for all of those positions.
The job fair is being held at ICC's Manufacturing Solutions Center. The community college has a partnership with area businesses and industries to help make sure the workforce is adequately trained.
We have Furniture Academy, we have some other programs that we offer, and it is all because we're trying to help people to get their skills up and get better jobs.
Williams-Sonoma Sutter Street Manufacturing will build a permanent facility in Lee County and plans to employ 350 people within 5 years. Allie Martin, WCBI News.
That job fair also runs Saturday at the ICC Belden Conference Center from 9 until 1. Well, nearly 200 Mississippi University for Women graduates received diplomas today. Rent Auditorium was filled with hundreds to celebrate the class of 2018. C.D. Smith, a former Mississippi Institutions of Higher Learning Board of Trustees member, was the commencement speaker. Hundreds of Mississippi State students also donned caps and gowns today. Humphrey Coliseum held the commencement ceremonies this morning and this afternoon. 10 on-campus colleges had students graduate. Alfred Rankins Jr., Mississippi Public University's commissioner and MSU alumni, spoke to the graduates. Chickasaw County fifth graders take a pledge to live drug-free. Holka School held its DARE graduation ceremony this morning. The program teaches elementary students about the dangers of drugs and alcohol. It also incorporates lessons on violence and bullying. The partnership between law enforcement and the school system challenges students to make good decisions.
It's something we can do to give back to the community. We can catch the younger kids, advise them of the dangers that they're facing, and also once they learn the dangers, they're more likely not to participate in that.
2 students received special awards for winning the essay contest. A version of Santa's Workshop comes alive today, giving some kids a taste of Christmas and a magical day. We take you there after the break. Welcome back, everyone. Many children take waking up to a gift under the Christmas tree for granted, but when a parent is in jail, a dream Christmas can be just that. a dream. Trustees at the Lowndes County Jail have been helping out the Community Benefit Committee with multiple events. Now the committee is saying thank you. 12 bikes will be given to children of the trustees. Kids too young to ride will be getting toys. Committee members hope the impact of these gifts is felt beyond the holiday season.
It gives them hope. And I know a lot of people might say, oh, it's just a bike. But to have a bike from your father, your biological father, and you're not able to have that everyday relationship, that the kids let them know that they still care about them, they're still thinking about them.
The trustees will give the bikes to their kids during visitation on Sunday. A local preschool turns into Santa's workshop for a day for its first ever Toyland adventure. Clay County Head Start teaches teachers and staff transform the school's multi-purpose room into a wonderland of toys, bicycles, clothes, and educational games. The 3 to 5-year-old students were able to visit centers in the room and select 2 toys to take home for the holidays. Several children also won new bicycles through a drawing. The day wrapped up with family and community volunteers coming to watch the Polar Express. All the toys were donated by local churches, businesses, police officers, and parents.
We do have some wet weather across our region on our Friday evening. You can see some of that with our Alpha Insurance camera network. Also some areas of fog and reduced visibility out there. Just be safe if you're traveling around this evening. Showers linger tomorrow. Your full forecast is next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Let's just get right into it. Your weekend. Some of you, your weekend starting already, but some of you have to wait a few more hours. Saturday, lingering showers in the 50s. For your Sunday, thinning clouds into the mid-50s. And I should also mention some of you have to work all weekend long, and your weekend may actually have just ended. So we'll see how it all shapes up over the next couple of days. We've had some rain out there today, though. Our rain chances will be dwindling, though, as we go throughout the course of tonight into tomorrow, and we will see more in the way of some more widespread sunshine by Sunday afternoon into early next week. Right now, liquid sunshine here across North Mississippi and West Alabama, moving through Columbus. Some pretty good downpours over the last hour or so, even a little bit of thunder and lightning in that, and a quick half-inch to maybe an inch in some of these lucky spots here as we've gone throughout the last 3 hours there. Another little broken band of showers from Houston through northern parts of Calhoun County out towards Oxford and Batesville right now. All of this is spiraling back to the north. Currently dry in Tupelo, but you may see a little bit of rain here this evening. And we've colored where we still could have a little bit of thunder and lightning here over the next couple of hours. The most unstable air will be lifting away, and in general, this is not a lot of unstable air here, just enough to kick off a few lightning strikes. And Futurecast is doing a pretty good job picking up on the activity now. This is spiraling around the big area of low pressure. By midnight, most of us may get into a bit of a lull before some more additional showers return to the region later tonight and for Saturday morning. So eventual lows tonight should be down into the mid-40s. Showers continue, winds variable. For your day tomorrow, we are looking at 40s to start out, back into the low 50s during the course of the day. Winds from the southwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So a little bit cooler than where we were today, but considering the Arctic air we could have this time of year and some of that cooler air we've already had this year, not too bad. Widespread 50s across North Mississippi and North Alabama, pushing 60 closer to the Gulf Coast. Let me show you the system swirling on through, and as I mentioned, some showers will linger through the first half of our Saturday, then probably just a lot of cloud cover Saturday afternoon, evening into Sunday morning before high pressure comes on in. That will give us some brighter skies by Sunday afternoon and also early next week. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Low 50s tomorrow, mid-50s on Sunday. We're looking at 57 on Monday and Tuesday. Our next chance for rain Wednesday into Thursday. There's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Tom Ebel has sports next.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
One more award left to go for the 2018 End Zone Awards, and it may have been the most difficult one yet. Every one of our nominees was sensational in a different way on the defensive side of the football. We had tackle machines, ball hawks, sack artists. Our Defensive Player of the Year did a little bit of everything, and I mean everything. The leader for tackles in Class 3A, the 5th most tackles in the state of Mississippi, The stat line for North Pontotoc's Corley Hooper, it was way too good to ignore. 169 tackles, 29 for loss, 5 sacks, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. Of the nominees, Corley had 40 more tackles than the second most. On top of one of the best defensive players in our area, Corley scored 41 touchdowns, recording 3,000 yards of offense himself. Corley Hooper had one of the best seasons of any player, regardless of position, in the state of Mississippi. Of the nominees, it doesn't get any more talented than this group of defensive players. Even for this area, I mean, for the state of Mississippi, the talent is everywhere. Corley Hooper is our winner, but here are the nominees. Zach Edwards, 26 tackles for loss, 9 sacks for the Starkville Yellow Jackets. Brandon Turnage, 6 interceptions, 4 of those returned for touchdowns. He also had 5 tackles for loss as a DB, which is impressive. Devondre Bays of Winona, he was the Bernard Blackwell Classic Defensive MVP for the South and tied for the most interceptions in Class 3A with 8. Louisville's Ashanti Sistrunk, 5 interceptions, 2 of those returned for touchdowns, and 100 tackles this year. And last but certainly not least, the only junior to make the list, Houston's Allen Robertson. He had 120 tackles, 14 sacks, and 2 defensive touchdowns. You realize why this is just such the choice is impossible. They're all first team, all end zone guys. Go over to our website, wcbi.com, to take a look at the all end zone teams for the 2018 season, for the offensive and defensive side of the football. But all of these awards the past couple days have just been impossible. So thank you to all the players out there for making the choices just so difficult for this week of football. But moving on to golf, from national champion to professional golfer, Ole Miss senior Braden Thornberry announcing today that there's nothing else for him to prove at the amateur level, and that he has turned pro. Thornberry won the 2017 National Championship and is ranked the 4th best amateur in the world. Thornberry will begin as a conditional status on the Web.com tour in 2019 after qualifying in the tournament last week. The Rebel golfer reflected on his decision to stay at Ole Miss for 1 more year and why now is the time to go pro.
After junior seasons, when I first seriously considered it and thought about how everything was going to work and where I'd be, and but I knew either way, if I turned pro, after my junior season or now, I was going to have to do Q school. So I was like, I love, being at Ole Miss. I love, being on the golf team and all that. And I can do that exact same thing while, being exempt to second stage as an amateur and stuff like that. So it was basically the same route either way. And, this way I got to play the 5 events, at Ole Miss, hang out with my teammates, be on the team and try to get better. So it kind of was an easy decision to come back for me. But, the tough decision was obviously, right now.
That's it for sports with Elastic Your Forecast coming up next.
Some good downpours out and about here on our Friday evening, some showers, even a little bit of thunder and lightning in that, but more rain than anything else. Keep the umbrella on standby tonight and also for your Saturday, but things improve by our Sunday and into early next week.
Finally start to dry out.
Yeah, we need it. Some of those yards look like lakes.
They do, even ditches and everything else. All right, thanks, Keith. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Have a good night.